We are live, and we're going to get right after it with continuing some gold conquests with Arishem, the best card in Marvel Snap. We'll be playing Gold Conquest if I can get matched against an opponent. Good morning, Grip Smoke Tecmo. Is it after midnight already? How does this morning, evening find you, sir? There's an argument for Claw here. Oh, jeez, I also have a very discounted She-Hulk. But then again, Claw is both Claw and Loki are getting pulled to Asteroid M. So, I think we just rip the Loki, call it a day. Too, buddy. What's we got here? We could do some fun Legion business. I don't know how I feel about that at this time. Hang on. If I do fun Legion business, there's actually a real argument here because I'm going to be adding infinite squirrels, and if I could just focus on a couple of lanes here. I think this is a snap. I think I'm going to be able to win two of these lanes if I do this. That said, I'm totally cooked if he plays nothing right and gets bigger than me. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Legion is great. I am, so this is obviously an Arishem list. I really do not have a great sense. How big are you? Yeah! That feels good. Do we even bother ending the turn? In this Arishem, there's so many flex spots. I really do not know what I should play in like 5 of the cards. I'm gonna need a blob. I think Shang-Chi's irreplaceable. But I'm not even sure about Loki. Frankly, maybe it's more than 5. It's just Arishem and Blob and then go nuts elsewise. I really don't know how to play this deck yet. Or how to build this deck yet. I honestly was not running Mockingbird. I thought Mockingbird was a bit of copium, as they say. But I've been convinced that one should have it in this deck, so, you know, that's a little suboptimal not having it. And then, honestly, with Loki, I mean, it makes a ton of sense in this deck. But I haven't found it necessary. I think the deck is very, very playable without Loki in it. Yeah, there's any number of other ways that you can build this. In instances where Arishem is not super popular in the meta, a tech that was brought to my attention that I really, really like. Yeah, I just what is? It's my opponent's gonna play Loki. I don't love what I'm just gonna get out of here. Yeah, there's a lot of assorted goodness that you can throw into any packages into an Arishem build and call it good. I initially really liked Wave, which doesn't seem obviously super good, but what that means, you play Wave on turn 2, and on turn 3, your opponent can't afford the cheap card. And you've got a handful of 6s, and it's awesome. The thing is, there's a lot of Arishem running around right now, so that does fucking all for you, you know? I could do a Sentinel into Quinjet next turn if I want to do that, or do I want to just throw it? I think Sentinel's fine. So I started with that, and that feels really good when it works, but then it's just worthless whenever they have, whenever they're playing Arishem. I really hate playing Quinjet into unknown locations. It just seems to screw me every time. So, we're not doing it. That said, Bar Sinister doesn't feel great. Have I had anything destroyed? This is funny. Casual turn 3, Sarah. What does this mean? My opponent... I think my opponent just likes to play Loki. And with Quinjet down, doesn't have me in a very good spot. It might just be cowardly, but I want to get out of here. For reference, this is Gold 2 Conquest? Escaped! I did some Infinity runs earlier, and I was really surprised with the disparity in my opponent's skills on day 1. I usually leave Infinity Conquest until, like, the last day or two of a season, and play against really, really good opponents. But today I was getting matched against people that weren't infinite. It was crazy. This feels like just a win, right? Like I can just do armor into a big blob. Oh, snap. Really don't see how... I mean, they might have their own big blob. But Leech is going to have something to say about that. I'm going to have an awkward turn next couple of turns. And he himself might have some kind of Legion tech. I have seen exactly 4 cards from his deck. Yeah, I could certainly Loki, but I don't love that because there's all sorts of stuff that I could pull from him that I don't like. But do I play nothing? That feels bad. What does that mean? Does that just mean you're playing Loki? I don't know how much I care about that, to be honest with you. What would he have pulled from me? Like a Red Hulk? I don't know what that snap means. I could just try for... Maybe honestly Loki's the move. I'm getting a little scared of myself now. This seems weird, but I'm doing it to just add a little bit of power. Snowguard, I wonder if he thinks that Snowguard turns off the Nexus, because it does not. is Lokiing, and I am leeching all of the cards that he just got, including a blob, potentially. We are blobbing and chilling here. That said, I'm running main deck Legion. He could have some kind of, I think I'm going to blob left and then probably Red Skull right. To prevent a loss to a Legion mid or right, which is a very real possibility. Well, no, because I leeched, so yeah, I don't see it. Red Skull, not a ton of power in this situation, but does allow us to use all of our mana in case he has a Red Hulk in his hand. So what we don't want to see, and honestly maybe this is worth exploring the potential of, is if he like drew his own Legion. I think that this is just... I guess it is. Yeah, get out of here.
Victory!
You say that! You say that! I leeched and I don't think they have a chance. You know, they can always draw it. I mean, there's any number of things that they themselves could just naturally draw and screw it up. It's the nature of Arishem! I love it. Why don't we have 2 Red Hulks? Why don't we have 2 Red Hulks and an entire full hand?
Hey, I found a rook.
So this is kind of good. I'm spreading around the Red Hulkery. I mean, do I want to Loki next turn? I have a pretty juicy turn next couple of turns. I guess we'll see. We're gonna Coulson and chill. There's an absolute argument for just ripping the Loki next turn. And then there's an absolute argument for playing the Red Hulks. I think I'm going to do Loki because I've got a lot of cards in my hand, and I can always re-Loki, as it were. There's the re-Loki. And there's a Shang-Chi. I think we do a little of that. I think we do a little of that. What I could do is leech here. I think I like this a little bit more. I can leech and then next turn just do Shang-Chi Snow Guard Loki for tons of fun in the USA. Not super happy to see an opponent leech. That's good. He's got 6 cards in his hand. Alright, so Shang-Chi happening for sure. Snow Guard. Loki. The question is, do I want to play like a Nocturne? A little of this. I think there's an argument for Nocturne midding. Mid-Nocturning. Well, it's good that I got my hand empty, but feels pretty bad to have his Mobius down. That said, I'm pretty glad that I played that Nocturne. So what have we got here? 7 mana. Probably the play is a Mockingbird there. feels pretty okay. How big is his hand? He has no... I leeched him. This feels decent. I don't think you can get bigger than this yet.
Victory.
Boy, Arisham games, man, they are sweaty. I really enjoy Marvel Snap, but there are times when I am just neck deep in a conquest that is back and forth and tons of RNG, and I'm just tired. I just don't like it, and it feels bad. And I'm getting notes of that in like Arisham v Arisham matchups in a way that I don't love. Now that said, I have my opponent, as you say, by a thread. This feels broadly pretty good. Werewolf and Kraken, that's kind of a funny sequence. I suppose we can get that engine going here. Little war machine, because why not? Okay, sure. Cosmo, fine. This is such a funny sequence of move business. Alright, so do I want to... Well, now that I think about it, just Destroyer right is going to be phenomenal. So maybe I don't mess with... Well, I will want to fill... Ah, that's tough. Let's do this. Destroyer right feels pretty good in the grand scheme of things that feel. This is in the good spectrum. This, dare I say, feels strong enough to win right outright. And then Wolf will jump. The tragedy is I'm not going to be able to get Wolf back left. Unless they Shang-Chi right now. They Shang-Chi right now. Alright, so... Casual Legion middle. So I could just... The two... I mean... There's really only one line here, and it's Legioning. I could Legion left, and that adds a monster to me. But if he plays anything of size left, it's not big enough. So if I Legion middle, it's going to bring Wolf there, and then just get an extra 1 power multiple man. The thing is, a likely play from him, if I am him, is to play a colossally large card middle. Which is going to be bigger than anything I can get. It's possible that he does nothing left and maybe moves Jeff left, in which case I do get big enough. Maybe that's actually... Maybe there's an argument there. There is an argument for just like this. That's a weird line to find. If we think that he's going to move Jeff left and play something big. I do want the monster. The thing is that going to be big enough? I think... Oh, I'm backwards. I'm thinking it's going to trigger the thing. I am not at all paying attention to what's going on. Is that going to be big enough? Werewolf, come over. Yeah. Now, I won that game. But it was not because I played well. I was just kind of in my cups about the triggering of these locations. I had it in my head that playing the Legion left would make a monster appear left. Of course, that's not the case. I do a lot of Snowguard Loki prior to Arishem, and that's how that works. You play Snowguard Bear on Monster Island, it triggers again, and that's how that would have happened. Yeah, no, that said, Legion middle, multiple man middle, and then Werewolf jumps middle, like that's enough to win no matter what. The point is, I won, but not because I played that particularly well. This one for all the Infinity Ticket morals. Oh, I don't like Michael Scott. I play against him sometimes, and he knows. Mute him and me. Oh, he's already muted. It said turn 1 Agent Coulson. Sure. It's almost snap-worthy, but my opponent also playing Arishem. He could have anything. He could have anything! Hence the magic of this card. Turn 1 Coulson. He could have the same thing. Also, it's funny. He's got... Oh, that's a Arishem Coulson. Well, lucky him. What Calling Wing is lowest cost card? Would I rather... I don't want to... Because given that I have Devil Dino, I don't know how much I really want to shrink the size of my hand. We'll see. I'm going to start seeing about filling up right in hopes of maybe getting a... Sentry down that doesn't ruin the world. Oh, a little Sentry Cersei, you say. This is maybe snappable. My opponent likes what he's got going on. I am comfortable not snapping back, but I am happily staying in, given that I have the Cersei line right now. And there goes the Dino anyway. Why did my opponent snap? I really don't know what that means. I don't think Strong Guy... You don't want to play Strong Guy in an Arishem deck. Your hand never gets that empty. Or it could, but it's not a common occurrence. This is... I don't love my hand to be on this. I really... There's a real argument to snapping right now, but I don't love getting too aggressive with it. Yeah, okay. This could win or lose the game. We'll see how it goes. Probably lose. Okay, alright. Those are some really big cards. So my opponent snapped because he guessed he had Darkhawk. I guess that's what that means. Alright, we're going to do a extremely well, not ill-advised, it's actually kind of like it a lot, but extremely wishful Arnim Zola. We're good with Doc Ock, we're good with Cersei. Mysterio is just a loss, but I'm glad we didn't snap back. And I have Shang-Chi in my deck. It's possible that I draw Shang-Chi and have some options here. Because we really don't want this to hit Mysterio.
Cut off one head, 2 more shall take its place.
That's funny. Alright, so my opponent has 3 cards in his hand. And I have just... right is gone. Question is, with his cards that he Loki'd, can I get over the top in both lanes? And the answer, I believe, is a resounding no. I am comfortable retreating later. But yeah, that does not seem like a winnable thing. So my opponent... If you have... No, not a bluff snap. I don't think so. Michael Scott has a way of... I mean, he's not a bad player. He's just a dick with roping sometimes. He's running main deck Darkhawk, which is just, it's rough. I'll say this: if you're gonna pull Arishem and want to play Arishem deck, or not even, I would just say if Arishem continues to be as fun and interesting as it has been, Darkhawk just wins games. Just play Darkhawk, a Darkhawk deck, whether it's Arishem or not, and you'll do right.
Always lucky.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, he did Loki, so even if, like, let's say that... That's funny, I've got an angel. Let's say that he assumes incorrectly that I have got... One second while I talk and chew gum at the same time. He assumes incorrectly that I have Shang-Chi. I have to spend 4 of my 7 mana right to win that lane. Alright, so I have 3 mana left, and... Oh, God, thank you, Agatha. That's wonderful. He's still looking at a 50-50, probably, assuming he's got a Red Hulk or... Okay, retreat. He probably, at worst, would be looking at a 50-50, assuming that I have the Shang-Chi. And so staying in probably would be correct for him. Well, it could have worked. I just don't generally play that way. Or I guess I haven't seen a ton of success playing that way. Doesn't make it wrong. That said, broadly, I'm playing against an opponent with Darkhawk. We're just going to have to get a little bit lucky to win this. And that's fine. Having Enchantress is really good. That's why we've got it. I don't like playing... I could just play Carnage next turn if I want to. And separately, my opponent has shown a big proclivity for have Darkhawk in hand, I therefore snap, so that's somewhat telegraphed. Okay. Do a little Black Widow, sure. The thing is, yeah, he hasn't been playing it on the last turn. We've had some luck having him expose the Darkhawk. I guess not. We don't have a ton of data, but if he plays it on this turn or the next turn, or this turn or the next turn, I have a clear shot at it. And I can play Blob, Strange Academy. Blob ain't gonna move. We'll see. I have not shown my Enchantress yet. Whoa! Playing Widow's Bite Strange Academy is bonkers. I have no idea what that means. That is messed up, man. Like, do I snap here? This feels like a snap. That said, he could be doing some advanced next level. He's gonna play Blob, right? And yeah, I don't know what that was. I think that was either a mistake or he had some advanced line that my snap scared him away from. That said, we're still fighting uphill. My opponent is retreating appropriately. I have Loki, which is cool. Being able to Loki a Darkhawk sure would be swell. Well, this is going to get crazy. Well, no, just kidding. This is actually a nightmare. My 0 power Blob and effectless Loki. That's kind of funny. Yeah, all right. All right. I am completely bone dry, but unless he's playing a card that moves, I think that's snapping. I'm going to, like, this is a bluff snap. My opponent does not know I have a worthless Blob in my hand, but I am broadly ahead right now. And if he wants to stay and beat me, yeah, okay. Like, he earns that victory. So that, we'll call that a semi-bluff snap, or even it's just, I'm winning. But that's really funny that played out. That could not have gone more perfect after a disastrous Leech Sakaar with that first location. Heidi mentioned you were out of town. Are you where are you doing a Tecmo thing? You work travel? Where are you? Family stuff? Separately, Sunspot is a card that I think is worth considering putting into an Oriship deck. However, sometimes your opponent draws Killmonger. It's an argument to snap. If I had Enchantress in hand, I'd snap here. Oh, he's got... That's... Oops. Glad I didn't snap. Shang-Chi? Nope. Yeah. Let's say my opponent should simply snap there. That's correct to do so. And this is what I'm talking about. So sweaty. I'm playing a good opponent. I'm playing well. Like this is round 100, and it feels and like I've only clocked 2 or ticked 2 life off of it. Yeah, I mean that's not even an Oriship thing. You just see that in High Evolutionary all the time. Incidentally, there's actually a High Evolutionary shell to put Oriship in that people are enjoying. Do I knock you here? Sure, I'll do that. So, next turn... I could do this. Well, no, it's like I could do this and then Legion right. Kind of like that. Get a little bit of value off of Krakoa, and he's not getting any value off of Krakoa. Yeah, and then... Depending on the location this becomes, I'm comfortable snapping here. Hopefully it's not a disaster. Okay, not a disaster. Now, do I want to do something sassy like... No. We're not doing anything sassy like that. Something particularly risky would be doing Legion onto Savage Land. But that locks me up middle, and unless... Yeah, that's not the right move. We'll just... I'm going to be down a mana for the rest of this. But making sure that he does not have any Krakoa buffs is worth it to me. This feels okay. I have a Colossal Red Hulk next turn. That said, he hasn't played anything, so his hand is enormously strong, and yeah, he's going to have... now that said, that's very good for me. I'm going to snap that, but I also don't want to be too, like, hyper-aggressive about it.
Snap.
The thing is, next turn I don't actually have a ton of power, but I'm afraid of like him playing a Colossal Red Hulk and a Colossal something else, and I'm just kind of cooked, because the only thing I can do next turn is Coulson in whatever I draw, which is not a ton of power. Wow. Well, that's... yeah, that's a weird stay from him. It seems unlikely that he can win. Sure. I can't think of a single card in a single location, or single sequence of cards in a single sequence. What the hell? Yeah, get out of here. That's a casserole, as they call them, kids. That's a very weird stay, and then stay. That was just objectively wrong. That said, I I think significantly luckier the Arishem draws, but he had those cards in his hand. I think he could have played them out earlier. I really don't know what my opponent's doing there. Yeah, you know what? Frankly, my opponent, I don't know. Yeah, Sandman it's in a weird spot. I'm comfortable skipping the Quicksilver. If I draw Coulson, maybe I don't. Not comfortable with that. That's an Arishem Ravona. Sure. Cersei middle for a pretty risky business. We got the Drax, but my opponent got a low. Now my opponent is playing scared. Like I think in previous rounds he would have snapped there. Ah. Now tragically, my opponent has priority here because you can do some real fun, exciting things. Well, I don't particularly want to leave because I have Blob and Shang-Chi. I think I want to just get a little bit crazy with it here. Ah. Yep. That cooks me. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Yep. Good game.
Escaped.
Raptor City. 3 Raptor Cities, in point of fact. Isle of Silence is really good for
right on time.
Being able to Legion off a Colossal Darkhawk that he may get. I think we want a Coulson. Morales will be pretty cool. I think that there's an argument to just Cerseiing here for maximum power. I lose the Mr. Fantastic when it moves, but next turn... yeah, I like this. I like this. Alright, that actually doesn't feel super bad. I got myself a Super Scroll. How do we want to do this? Whoa! Whoa! Random Darkhawk? Alright, I like a Red Hulk left and a random Darkhawk right. Although I lose the... Wow, that's really cool. So I could do this. But then I get cooked to Shang-Chi. Do I think he... If I seen him have a... You know, I haven't seen a Shang-Chi, and he hasn't Loki'd. I think that I just ripped this. Alright, so if my opponent just naked Shang-Chi's... Right. This actually beats that. So I'm afraid most, I guess, of a blob left. I think the most practical thing to be afraid of is a blob left. And... that's 11 power. I think it's just Red Hulk. Red Hulk left and Prey. And then if it's Shang-Chi, if the one unrevealed card that we haven't seen is a Enchantress or Shang-Chi, and he has it, and he plays it right, then so be it. Yep.
Victory.
Yep. Good game. Well, I got Loki in hand, so that feels good enough. Hopefully that's good. That said, he has got Quinjet, so that feels bad. Coulson would be the best draw here. I am not going to play that Angel. I am just going to go for a full Loki and hope for the best. That said, if my opponent just Loki's here, he's in a stupendous lead because he's got both Quinjet down and 7 power already. But it ain't over until it's over. Oh, Darkhawk is nice. How many cards? He has 17, and I have 16. I guess it kind of like this. Start growing this Thena. Don't be Destroyer or anything ridiculous like that, alright? Boy, if I had the courage to play Darkhawk middle, that would have been pretty funny. I think I'm in an okay spot here. I just need to... Well, that said, Darkhawk did get much smaller. I have to be aware of that. Do I... Does he have... Oh, so the last... We now know the last card of his deck. It was She-Hulk. Is his running She-Hulk. That's interesting. I kind of like doing this. And then I can go in lots of different directions if I want to. So I have a couple options here. This is where it comes down to all the marbles. I can contest right easily. I'm adding 16 power. The thing is, that frees him up to... I mean, he's probably not going to add anything right. So his most likely play is to add some combination of his 4 cards, and he's got a Quinjet in his hand left. And so it might be more efficacious for me to play Arishem and Mockingbird. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. If he doesn't play anything, Lad is going to 10, so I would... No, I still need to add... the thing is, I want to grow the Thena. I kind of like this. Yeah, that probably hooks me. He probably doesn't go those exact cards. Yeah, I'm dead. Wait! Oh, I thought it might be enough. With the Theta growing, but Theta only grows 3 now. So what could I have done there? I guess... Yeah, I would have needed to do 1 in each lane, and that feels very, very awkward. Oh, but that also hit Drax, so that would have gone up to 27. So I would have needed to do exactly Mockingbird middle and Arishem left, and I don't know if I would have been able to find that. So that's fine. It's disappointing that was as sweaty as it was, and I don't like losing to a player that ropes. But I am broadly happy with how that worked. And also worth noting, I have 18 gold tickets, so that's a pretty infinite amount. She-Hulk this is kind of what I'm saying. My opponent, he had Sunspot and She-Hulk, which really would not have occurred to me to include in an Arishem list, but makes sense. You're floating a ton of mana all over the place. Typically more early than late. I don't know. I don't know what kind of quote-unquote what's right. There's so many cards that you can include in an Arishem list, and it's still pretty good. It is hard to get Sunspot early. That said, if you draw it on turn 5 and you're not doing stuff with your mana, it's still a 1 mana whatever. Yeah, I don't love Sunspot specifically because, the likelihood of getting it early isn't that high, but if you do get it early, it's a ton of power. And frankly, what I'm finding, I have in my list, Quinjet is a 1 cost. Coulson is a 3 cost, and that's it until 4. Like, there's so many. Like, I'm just kind of banking on the random cards being the cheap ones. And it's that feels bad. I liked having that Coulson there. Welcome back, Agent Coulson, reporting for duty. Let's go ahead and clip that. Man, I'm so good at this game. Was that worth of a snap? I don't know, but yeah, it was just too funny not to do. Yeah, let's get another Coulson in here. Oh, Ghost Rider's gonna pull Coulson. There's his Coulson. Coulson's for days. Is there a limit to the number of Coulsons that we can see? And there's an argument to not do this middle. I'm filling myself up pretty good, but Ghost Rider's probably gonna Tarnax well. We'll see. Absorbing Man into Agent Coulson. That's good stuff. That's just good old-fashioned stuff right there. What do you even do here? I kind of like Super Giant. And this is mana inefficient, but I kind of like protecting my Ronin with a Super Giant. Yeah, Okay, doing a little Ronin right, banking on him not being able to empty his hands so good.
Gotta run, hun.
Although, Black Cat, that's kind of funny and annoying. Alright, so he played a 6 mana card here, and it's not going to be revealed until the end of the game. I think that probably I'm just cooked over there. So what I think probably the right move here is a Doctor Strange hoping to pull something big from my Lockjaw. And I guess what's the most power here? Deathstrike or Annihilus, kind of the same. This is very risky. He could just play a huge card middle and probably get over the top, but I don't see how I can beat whatever he plays left, and I don't really want to retreat. So we're going to do this. That's a big card. Question is my Ronin big enough? Well, he could pull something big too. Oh my god, he pulled something big. It's not big enough though. God, Arishem is... What is even? What is even? Let's go ahead and clip that too. My opponent played that well. It's better lucky than good, I guess. Do we want to do any kind of beast stuff? I say not yet. Gladiator into Panopticron? Sure. Do Gladiator into Panopticron. Get out of here, U.S. agent. I was gonna say, oh yay, Loki, but not. Baron Mordo says no. Says get over there. I can do a couple of things here. There's an argument to Cerseiing right. I guess if I Cersei right, I can then subsequently Kitty right on turn 5 and get the juice. The other argument is to just Naked Leech. I am comfortable Cerseiing and then Kittying for the mana. I don't know what that snap means. It's like Professor X or something.
Hail Hydra!
Whoa. Okay, sure. Oh, Lockjaw is a card that I must be considerate of. I guess probably... that? That feels sufficient. Well, Dr. Doom's pretty cool. Is Dr. Doom snap-backable? I'm adding 7 and 7, so if he does not move... I'm not gonna snap... Well, should I snap back? What are we in? Gold 1? I'm not gonna snap back. I think that he thinks that middle is secure, and he moves the vision. What my Lockjaw turns Doom into, that's gonna matter a great deal. We'd love to see Blob, like last time. That was pretty sweet. But I could easily lose this. It's fine. Yeah, we like to see that. I think I
Doom rules
am in a
all.
position to win some lanes here. He might have his own Doom, for that matter. Nice casual beast there. Probably should have snapped back, but he might have left or played differently.
Victory.
Gan forgot that Loki didn't get the extra power, because obviously Loki did start in my deck. Arishem is the best. So, Quinjet with Loki in hand, yeah, I'll let you snap. And not only will I let you snap, but I'm not going to snap back. Do I want to play the strong guy? I kind of do not. I would prefer it to become a Loki card. I've got Quinjet down. Debris, as they say. Rickety bridge business. Now, do I want to do something like Coulson into Loki for extra more options? I don't think so. Does he have... I haven't seen any of his ability to turn off locations, so I'm cool Lokiing and chilling here. There is an argument to not Lokiing or Lokiing later, but yeah, those are some high value cards. And he's filling himself up with a little Makari there. Now, do I want to... Loki again? I think I give myself a free turn here. What I can do is, if I don't like what Coulson gives me, I can Loki them away. Oh, Angel. I'm glad I popped that now. That's fun. I kind of don't like my hand, and am comfortable tossing it. Naked Helicarrier. Well, this feels pretty good. Big old blob. Tragically, I do have to play something right. I refuse to just sacrifice that location. His most likely move is to maybe move the rock right and try and get big enough with Helicarrier. I think that, this is the play. Thinking about whether I want to swap Moon Girl or Lizard. I don't think it matters ultimately. I guess the question is, do I want to do something like this? Probably. Is that Doctor Doom?
I'm about to juice this up.
It's not enough, Christopher.
Victory.
Good. Very good. Love it when a plan comes together. Keep it going here. Remember, oh yeah, take it easy. Do you remember when everything was Agent Coulson? That was a little bonkers. You know what? I'm actually going to call it here, too. You have convinced me. That was a wonderful session. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you have wonderful Sacramento family time. Please tell everyone I said hello. And then when they say, like, who is that, say, don't worry about it. And travel safe, and we'll see you when you get back. I'll kill you. Goodbye.